ABC 9 News forecast first.
Good evening, everybody. A few of us saw thunderstorms this evening, but most of us had mostly sunny conditions and a great sunset. And this was captured from the Ho Chunk Center, the Hot Lotto Skycam HD. Some beautiful colors there on the horizon with the setting sun. As we have a look at the HD radar right now, one individual shower there hanging out on the border of Wayne and Thurston counties. The rest of us, well, as you can see, pretty quiet out there on the HD radar right now. Temperatures across the area are in the 70s for the most part, 73 in Sioux City, 75 in Wayne. We're looking at 68 in Esterville and 72 for the current temperature in Storm Lake. So here's your planner, 70 degrees at midnight, 64 at 7 a.m. and a chance of thunderstorms arrives overnight and into tomorrow. We'll tell you about that coming up. Your news starts now.
Now, live from KCAU TV in Sioux City, Iowa, this is ABC 9 News at 10.
And good evening. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Tim Seaman.
And I'm Jessica Sahachik. It's back to the courtroom one last time for the owners of the Argosy Casino.
That comes after the Iowa Racing and Gaming Commission stood by a previous decision to set a closing date for the casino. And today, the Belle of Sioux City and the state attorney debated the request for an emergency stay before the riverboat closes next Tuesday. Argosy attorney Mark Weinhardt asked the commission to leave the casino open through court proceedings, and if not that, at least through the opening of the Hard Rock, which is set for August. After about 24 minutes in closed executive session, the IRGC did deny the Argosy's request for that stay.
Allison Warren has been following the case. She's in Des Moines now, bringing us a preview of what'll be taking place tomorrow.
Belle of Sioux City isn't letting the Argosy go down without a fight. Thursday morning, they will meet back with the state, trying to convince Judge Eliza Ovrum they do deserve that stay, at least through court proceedings. I'll be in the courtroom and be bringing you the very latest. In Des Moines, Iowa, Allison Warren, ABC 9 News.
In the meantime, Argosy employees are anxiously awaiting the verdict of just how long they'll actually have their jobs there at the riverboat. As mentioned, as of now, the Argosy will be shutting its doors coming up on July 1st. Some employees, though, decided they didn't want to wait it out. Instead, they're jumping ship and taking jobs elsewhere while still remaining within Penn National Gaming.
We've already had some people leave, relocating, going to Ohio, going to Bay St. Louis, and I'm going to Bangor, Maine.
To help lessen the burden, Penn is offering a severance package to all of its employees that are currently being laid off.
Meanwhile, just a few blocks away, crews at the site of the future Hard Rock are working away, getting the casino ready for its opening date of August the 1st. This week's project, as you can see, is the completion of what is set to be the signature landmark for the casino, that illuminated guitar. It is expected to be hoisted atop the property tomorrow. Crews had their hands full this afternoon hoisting a semi full of scrap meat out of a ditch along the Floyd River near Merrill. Around 2 o'clock this morning, Plymouth County authorities say that they received a call about a semi in the ditch along Highway 75 just north of Merrill. Authorities believe the driver, Michael Witchner of Sioux Falls, fell asleep and drifted off the roadway, crashing through the guardrail and into the ditch. Although the semi's load stayed dry, the cab actually ended up in the Floyd River. 2 specialized cranes were called in to lift that semi. The size and location of the truck made for a difficult cleanup.
Plan at this point that CNH is working on is to try to separate the tractor and trailer, and then they're going to lift it over the bridge rail and set it onto the roadway, and then ultimately onto a lowboy semi to haul it away from here.
Again, the driver didn't suffer any life-threatening injuries, but did have to be removed from the vehicle with the jaws of life. Authorities say that he was transported to Mercy Medical Center.
Fireworks sales have ignited in Nebraska. Today marked the first day folks in the Cornhusker State could get their firecracker fix ahead of next week's holiday. Tonight, though, a bit of a burn notice, if you will, as Mo Hyder explains. There's a few new rules in place when it comes to the things that sizzle and sparkle.
Independence Day is coming in just a few weeks, so people are getting ready to buy fireworks. Now, although it's really cool to watch and really fun to look at, keep in mind fireworks can also be very dangerous. So it's very important to know that your safety is a priority. It's the time of the year when sparks start to fly. Bellino Fireworks in South Sioux just opened up shop on Wednesday, and workers feel the rush isn't going to stop anytime soon.
We'll be busy, and it'll just gradually get busier and busier up to the 4th. We'll be packed all day. We'll be selling all day on the 4th and up through the 4th.
While the fireworks are the main 4th of July attraction, they can also be hazardous. One important rule Bolino staff says folks forget is to be careful with the fireworks that have already been lit.
Never should you relight what you call a dud. If you've lit something and it doesn't go off, never should you relight that. You should always just throw that in your burn barrel. You should also not put any of your lit and already set off fireworks. You shouldn't put them in the trash. You should put them in some kind of receptacle.
Lots of people enjoy the whiz and pop of bottle rockets, but since they carry a flame and continue to burn after they've been used, the state of Nebraska has banned them. As for sparklers, these are safe, but there's another variety you won't find at fireworks stands.
One thing that we will not be carrying this year is metal wire sparklers. I know that there have been some issues, not necessarily around this area, but people using them to make some explosive devices.
All rules to make sure you stay safe throughout the holiday. In South Sioux City, Nebraska, Mo Hyder, ABC 9 News.
And for folks in South Dakota, fireworks go on sale this Friday. In Iowa, yes, the sale of fireworks is still outlawed.
Despite some flooding, the bikers are headed to Rock Valley, Iowa for RAGBRAI, and the community says it will be ready. Mayor Kevin Van Otterloo had a chance recently to survey all the damage there and says that the decision has been not taken lightly, but that the city council has declared that things will move ahead of it. In fact, proceeds from the RAGBRAI weekend will be going to help displaced residents and help to repair property damaged by the recent high waters there. RAGBRAI kicks off in Rock Valley coming up Saturday, July 19th. Riders will be headed from there to Okoboji following Sunday, July the 20th. Well, they're getting less attention, but they too were impacted by tornadoes that ran through Pilgert, Nebraska last week.
We're talking about Wayne and Dixon counties. There, disaster relief crews are hard at work, one specifically made up of veterans. Diana Johnson explains.
Meet Team Rubicon, 25 men and women, a mix of first responders and veterans who have served our nation, now serving here as a relief effort after a tornado tore through Wayne and Dixon counties last week. This assignment is Operation Toughtown, and it's a twofold mission. After leaving or retiring from the military, these guys say that sense of service is lost. But that's where Team Rubicon comes in.
Deploying to these disasters, coming together as a team, in that same structured environment, providing help to those in need after the disaster, it really brings that sense of purpose back to us.
And no matter what field they've served in, each of these veterans have certain skill sets handy in the field.
I was in the Navy, so a slightly different experience than a lot of the guys, but that also helps and benefits because I can bring a technical side to the team.
While they say disasters are their business and veterans are their passion, it's no doubt they want to see every mission through.
Meeting with the homeowner here, he's so grateful that we're here.
Now, Team Rubicon is planning to stay here until Sunday, but as you can see, there is still a lot of work to be done between now and then. Near Wakefield, Nebraska, Diana Johnson, ABC 9 News.
A little cheer is doing a whole lot of good in the town of Wakefield, Nebraska. A man there lost his home in last week's tornado, and now he's getting a whole squad of cheerleaders to help him get back on his feet. It's not just encouragement. The Homer Knights cheer squad is giving to Bob Weyerhauser. They're there to cheer him up and clean up the mess left behind by that EF3 tornado.
Volunteers are just unlimited. And of course we have the Homer Knights come in, and they're a blessing.
The girls say they're getting pretty attached to Bob and his positive attitude, making their job that much easier to tackle.
It's a great story.
Yeah, very great story indeed. Cheerleaders getting their hands dirty.
That's right, a helping hand.
All right, in case you haven't heard, we've got a brand new addition to the ABC 9 family.
That's exactly right. The gal that's normally sitting next to me, Jenna Renstrom, this morning welcoming a daughter, a brand new baby girl into the world at about 10 o'clock this morning. Quinn May Liberto is 8 pounds and 10 ounces. I had a chance to spend some time with mother, father, and daughter this evening, and all three are doing very well. Jenna says thanks for the well wishes, and should be taking her new daughter home with son Hunter here in the next couple days or so. So congratulations to them. Everyone's glad that things went well, and just as excited to get to meet the newest member of the ABC9 family.
I don't know if I've seen a healthier looking baby. She's absolutely gorgeous.
They're all cute, I think, but again, to us, this one may be just a little bit cuter than
We're
most.
biased.
That's right. Well, coming up in just a bit, golf enthusiasts have altered their sport in order to attract a younger crowd. You might be surprised how. We'll tell you coming up.
And today was a nice day to go golfing, but as we advance through the rest of the week, it looks like some clouds are going to move back into the forecast with some stormy weather too. And I'll tell you about it coming up after the break.
You're watching ABC 9 News at 10 with Tim Seaman, Jenna Renstrom, Chief Meteorologist Fred Hexam, and Sports Director Travis Morgan. This is ABC 9 News at 10.
The hardest working man I know, for one thing.
He's sincere, he's hardworking,
energetic, knowledgeable.
He's willing to be daring and make the changes that need to take place.
We're back on track. We're probably the most envied state in the country.
He's delivered on everything he promised.
He gets people here. He actually understands what Iowa's supposed to be.
He's good about looking ahead and knowing where we can be. He sees the potential for Iowans.
He's made the future of Iowa hopeful.
He's a good, decent man, and it shines in every way he conducts himself.
With a push of this button, the world will be mine.
Now listen, Red Eye.
That's this slow internet from the phone company.
Common sense here. So no doomsday today?
How can I take over the world when we have DSL? You know we all can't be online at once.
Get Cable One high-speed internet. It's 10 times faster than DSL, so everyone can go online at the same time. Ooh, what does this button do? Really? Cable One, it's just common sense.
Last week's storm caused mild to moderate hail damage to over 300 new and used vehicles on Billion Kia's lot. Consumers have the option to purchase the vehicles as is and receive a substantial storm discount or buy repaired. Full factory warranty and all manufacturer rebates and incentives still apply. If you want to get the deal of a lifetime, here's your chance. Hurry in for best selection because they are going fast. Billion Kia in Sioux City or at billionauto.com/Kia.
Washington politician Bruce Braley is already running a dirty campaign. He insults farmers. His ads called sexist. He even mocked Chuck Grassley for not having a law degree. The press called Braley's attacks elitist, false, misleading.
Don't believe the false attacks. I'm Joni Ernst, and I approve this message because I may not have a law degree, but I've got something Washington needs a whole lot more: Iowa values.
New tonight, Kim Kardashian is getting her own video game. If you're just sitting on your couch doing nothing all day, aren't you already playing the Kim Kardashian game?
Plus, Gary Oldman channels De Niro.
I don't think so.
New Jimmy Kimmel Live tonight on ABC.
The Kneffler Chevrolet Weather Ball is glowing white. Precipitation is in sight. Take a test drive and find new roads with Kneffler Chevrolet. Now, your local forecast from Siouxland's weather team.
Welcome back, everybody, and let's have a look at the almanac. 86 was the high temperature today, and 59 was the morning low. The Hot Lotto Skycam HD, we had another wonderful day in Sioux City, but you may have seen there that the Kneffler Chevrolet weather ball is white here tonight, and that means precipitation is in sight. Fitzpatrick Auto Skycam HD, a pretty dark image there. Let's move on to our high temperatures around the area today. 86 in Sioux City, 87 in Lincoln, and 86 in Kansas City. St. Louis made it all the way to 90 degrees today. 72 for the high in Minneapolis and just 63 in Rhinelander, Wisconsin. That's pretty chilly for this time of year. Let's zoom in closer to home here. 87 in Wayne. It's nice to have that weather sensor back after over 250 days out of commission due to the tornado on October the 4th. 85 for the high temperature in Norfolk, 86 in Tacoma, and 84 in Cherokee. 81 for the high temperature in Esterville today. They hit that pretty late in the day. Let's have a look at the current temperature in Sioux City. It is 73. We have mostly clear skies, a 65-degree dew point, and south and southeast winds. Right now, the temperatures are sitting in the 70s, still very comfortable out there, but Probably still need the AC here tonight, as it looks like our temperatures are only going to fall into the middle 60s. 72 for the current temperature in Storm Lake. There are those winds right now sustained out of the south and east at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And as we have a look at the dew points, those have become quite steamy here today, back up into the 60s after a little bit of a respite yesterday with those 40s and 50s. Here is the satellite and radar. And as we have a look further to the west, you can see that disturbance starting to gather a little bit of strength in western portions of Nebraska and South Dakota, marching to the east here over the course of the night. And we are expecting to see some shower and thunderstorm activity as a boundary comes a little bit closer to Siouxland here tonight. So putting things into motion, there's that warm front. By the time we get to 3 a.m., some scattered development there to the south. And there you can see a line of showers and thunderstorms potentially developing out ahead of that front by 3 a.m. Moving a little bit forward here, some more scattered activity by 7 a.m. And as we get into the afternoon, maybe a little bit of strong activity here by 3 p.m., especially in eastern portions of Siouxland. No severe weather is anticipated for tomorrow, just some garden variety showers and thunderstorms. And that warm front is going to continue to lift through as we go through the rest of the night on Thursday into Friday, becoming a stationary front here. That will be a triggering mechanism for some more showers and thunderstorms late on Friday into Saturday morning. Some of those could also be strong. And right now, the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma says that there is a chance of severe weather as we get into Saturday. So that's a day that we're going to have to watch, especially during the afternoon and the evening. 64 tonight, scattered thunderstorms late with increasing clouds. Here we go for tomorrow, a high temperature of 85 degrees, partly cloudy, some hit and miss thunderstorms. The coverage should be a little bit more cohesive than it has been these last few days when we've had just an isolated shower or thunderstorm here and there. Here's the 7-day forecast, a 30% chance of showers and storms tomorrow. A high of 85, 86 then for Friday, 87 on Saturday. The temperatures continue to creep up all the way to a high of 90 on Sunday. As we get into next week, you can see that the temperatures fall a little bit, and it looks like we'll have some sunshine for Tuesday and Wednesday, both of which are looking to be excellent days.
All right, and once again, you keep reminding us that weather radio going to come in handy, especially as things start to heat up, potentially over the weekend.
Exactly. They're available at Hy-Vee. They're about $30, and they can be a lifesaver.
Great.
Sounds good. Thanks, Scott. Straight ahead, is it soccer or is it golf? Maybe neither. We'll explain what it's all about next.